planted.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to SpikeTalk, episode 40. It's been a minute. Our schedules have been all over the place, partly because I've been fucking streaming every day, losing my mind in the Valorant trenches. I'm sure you guys know that. But anyways, we're back. We finally made it. We found a time. We're going to be back consistently releasing episodes, recording them weekly again. So, yo, what's good, bro? How you been, man?
I've been good. I'm quite surprised that we managed to not do an episode for 3.5 weeks because you've been on a journey. But unlucky.
It's a painful journey too, bro. It's just been
a lot of MMR
brutal.
high and lows. Unlucky, bro.
Oh my god, dude. I mean, dude, the state of Valorant right now. I know we were like it's been a while, and like the heat of it has kind of settled. But I guess since we are talking about Valorant ranked, we could talk about some of this throwing shit that's been going on. From Sean Garris, but not only Sean Garris, but also G-Li Gaming. So like, let's just start with the G-Li stuff. So you has to depart G-Li Gaming, who won China VCT for something that he did in 2022, in which he already served the suspension for.
That's my knowledge, and that's what I think is so weird. I dealt with this with Simple, where he does something, gets penalized for it, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, he gets brought back up, and then we don't have Simple for like, I think it's like 3 majors in a row or something, and then it's just kind of weird. And I don't know. My stance on this has always been like, you know, if a person does something and served whatever they had to serve for it, I don't think we can retroactively, or I don't think we should retroactively make a bigger stink. But the truth is, I think there's such a discrepancy between what we find out on Reddit and what actually seems to happen. Because this happened a lot during the issues internally with EDG. Like, you remember how like one day it was like, oh, this is all confirmed, this is the chat. Then the next day it's like, nah, this shit got edited and like the translation was bad and this meant this. So like, I feel like we need to actually speak to like Yinsu, or I don't even know if Ryan Central is still doing specifically China VCT stuff, but like, I think we need to get someone to actually have this conversation, because I think that's a big deal, and it sucks for G-Li Gaming, and I think it sucks for Toronto, because it just obviously makes each team weaker when stuff like that happens. But knowing that I have dealt with this with Simple and CS, it bothers me that potentially a player served a suspension and then continues to get penalized for something that he served. So I'm just confused by the whole thing and saddened that like the best team in China per se isn't at full strength.
Yeah, you know, I think it's stupid too. I think if you served your suspension, like, I mean, why should you have to? I mean, it's been like what, 3 years now? Let's be honest, 3 years later now. Actually, like 3 years is 2 years and some change. I feel like if you already went through your penalty, whatever was written down, you shouldn't get penalized for something again. It's just BS. I mean, like, listen, if that was the case, I would have never had a career in esports because of what I did in CS. I mean, like, brother, if people were holding on to that, you know, which by the way, people will never forget it. You know, like, I had to go through like the craziest thing to kind of get people over the fact that like I cheated one time in CS, you know? But like, still, like, imagine like I couldn't join Overwatch League or anything. Like, I probably wouldn't have a career in Valorant, wouldn't have became like a guy that does casting and analyst desk, wouldn't be on this podcast, right? Just because of something I did when I was like 19, bro. Like, when I already like served the ban for it and everything. Like, bro.
And I don't speak Mandarin, so I like can't like read it myself to understand like what the press releases are saying. You know, so it's
you're not making that same mistake twice, right? No,
I didn't make a mistake. That was that was someone else translating. I'm not.
Nah, but you've gotten wiser. You've gotten wiser now. You're like, you know what? Nah, bro. I need to get this shit. In context.
You know what's funny though? Fraud got caught up in. He was like talking about Heretics because somebody said that like, Ospas is a beta and stuff. And you know what I find so interesting about that whole thing? It's like everybody's in an uproar about that stuff. And on one end, that's none of our business. Like, it's okay. Like, that's their beef. And it's okay that, one, I think it's okay for anyone to have their opinion. Like, look, man, it's okay if somebody goes, Hector, you're a bum. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But it should also be okay that I'm like, oh, what, bitch? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, My issue with you is my issue with you. Communities don't have to just like, come on and fight or whatever. So like, I think it's just interesting, like how much people say they don't want the drama, but how interested they are in this type of drama.
Everybody wants the smoke, bro. Everybody wants to be a part of it.
No, everyone says they want the smoke until they actually get the smoke. And then it's just like, oh my God. But yeah, but just so you know, I didn't make the translation mistake. Someone else made it.
I know you
That's
did
why
it.
we interpreted it this way.
I meant like more so of like trusting everything now. It's like now in the back of your head, you're like, fair. This is even what they said.
And either way though, if you're going to, and please, public service announcement to everyone. If you are going in an interview to talk poorly about someone, you have to expect there to be repercussions. I don't know why people were jumping. And look, I am not fraud's defender. Trust me. But I will say he does not deserve criticism for being like, oh, they said this about Aspa, so we're coming for that. Totally fine. It's totally fine.
I like it. Shit. Anyways, back to all right. Let's go back on the topic of match fixing stuff. So now we can talk about this shot. Let's. We weren't gonna talk about it, but let's just give our quick opinions on like the Sean video. Yeah, we know this is old news, but like it's.
Well, I've known about this since last year, which I was so surprised because it seemed like so many people knew it was happening, and so many people that like other people wouldn't know. Like, how do I say this? Within each framework, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, there's all these people that like everyone knows. A small example was, Jesus, now I'm forgetting his name. Do you remember that analyst, that fanatic? Anders, right? Anders, right? So most people in tier 1 knew about Anders, correct? It just seemed like people just weren't signing him for whatever reason. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But people knew about him. What I found interesting was the amount of tier 2 players that would talk to me, GC players that would talk to me, tier 1 players that would talk to me about like crypto throwing and match fixing last year. I'm talking when Talon had the full... I was going through my whole thing with Korea and everything. I was hearing about this on the side. It took so long, I think, for it to finally like come to its head. And I think another thing that is interesting to me is I think a lot of people went crazy, but Sean Garris, I don't know him that well. I have known of him since like 2014, like Dallas ESCA lands, right?
He's reputable. Like,
that's exactly my point.
Yeah.
I've never heard of like improprieties, let's say, within his character. So for someone like that to just go, okay, I've had enough. Here's the deal. I felt like people should have taken it seriously. I also watched his whole thing, and there is so much that I didn't hear come out of him that I know about, that I'm surprised didn't come out, but it's because of...
He probably has to like maneuver around.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think this match fixing thing is a huge enough deal that Riot has to take very serious steps towards making sure that they dodge this landmine. They do not want a CSGO problem. Because I was in the, again, going to bring it up again, I was in the aftermath of that whole Lie by Power thing. I was there. I know exactly what happened to sponsors. I know exactly what happened to NACS. None of us want this to happen to Valorant. And Valorant already has its problems within Tier 2. Obviously with like, all the orgs leaving and it's not in a good state and all that stuff. So I'm not going to get into the specifics as to, were they cheating, who's match fixing, who's not. I will just say, always follow the money. Some of these prop bets and some of the betting lines and some of the results, you have to study because, man.
It adds up.
Bro.
It actually adds up.
And we have so much evidence in CS about skins and how that created this sort of topsy-turvy. So for anyone thinking that this is like potentially just fugazi, that is, I mean, again, I have heard about this for so long. There's also, and the second thing I was going to say was the LATAM and South American region, though, I was surprised were not talked about enough. Because I will say that most of the improprieties that I know of are coming from, Chicos. So this is a very serious topic that I was at least grateful at first that Sean decided to take it up, because obviously I didn't need to be in any more controversy and I was staying out of it. But dude, the stuff I was hearing was insane, bro.
This was last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, bro, last year, this summer, this offseason, December, bro, it's bad.
Dude, not only that, but it's like, so I started, like I said, I started streaming Valorant again consistently, whatever. Holy shit, it's not even just bad in those matches. It's in ranked, bro. People are fucking betting on ranked games. How?
It's insane.
Like, who is taking these bets? I don't understand.
It's insane, bro.
It's ridiculous work. And like, I could tell it's happening because, bro, I got viewers in my fucking chat being like, yo, bro, the odds are good. Like, I got you to drop 22 kills this game. Can you do this for me? And I'm like, I mean, fuck, bro. If you donate me some subs, like, bro, I'll try. I don't know. But like, it's just crazy that it's gotten to the point where it's not even only just about winning or losing. It's like, bro, if you get a certain amount of kills, you're going to get a payout. Like, that's how, like, in-depth this shit has gotten.
Yeah.
And I heard the same shit last year, like, all these fucking streamers talking about crypto betting.
Bro.
And I'm just like, I didn't really, like, realize how serious this shit is until I started streaming the fucking game again. And I just can't believe it.
Dude,
it's gotten so complex.
It's nuts. It is fucking nuts. And me hearing it as a bystander in my back of the head, even some of the people telling me this, I'm thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why is this okay? Like, some people making jokes about it, saying things in jest, and I'm just thinking like, what the fuck are y'all doing? But then, this is a deeper conversation about gambling and young people gambling, and now young people in Valorant having money, and then me scared for my players because I'm not going to say no names, but I haven't felt in my Valorant career that I've been around the most intellectual and disciplined players. There's people that I 100% start thinking like, wait a minute.
Did this guy throw my games?
Like, not so much VCT matches, but like in general that are both, I think, capable and potentially susceptible to this grifting.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking like, fuck.
Let me ask you a question though. Like, if you're like a young kid and like someone's coming up to you offering you fucking 20 to whatever numbers Sean was talking about, like, how do you fucking even say no to that when you're not getting any money?
You can't say no.
It's
and that's
hard.
The problem.
It could change your whole fucking family's life, especially for someone in a rough spot. So it's like, I don't even blame some
Latin
of the people
America and South America.
Yeah.
For sure, bro.
That's tough, man.
Bro, it is insane. And it's why I think same thing with the scrim sharing and, all the partnership stuff going on. I think specifically there need to be strong deterrents. What needs to be figured out is how you can police this correctly.
Yeah.
And once you do, you just have to be steadfast about this, because the thing is, again, where we're targeting this sort of gambling is only happening with kids. Because, dude, if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, in theory, you're still a fucking kid.
Yeah.
I mean, the league even treats you like a kid, right?
In gaming, for sure. Feels like that.
So I think, yeah, man, this whole thing is a mess. And I'm not surprised about match fixing allegations, even for Gili. But I feel like we need to figure out what the process is in terms of like, okay, this is happening, this is going on, let's stop this. How do we stop this? How do we prevent this? And then stick to the course.
Not even to bring this up because of like all the drama around it, but I think it's another one of those things where it's like you just need like really harsh ruling for it to.
Yeah.
It's what you were talking about with the VOD sharing stuff. It's having harsh rules to deter young people from wanting to do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing. Because like it's like the rules, like first of all, it's never going to go away. The people that do it are going to keep doing it. But I'm saying like those people, it's about those people that are on the fence or get an offer to do it. If we can deter those people, like then we can slow it down at least.
I
make
agree.
it in a good spot.
I
think
completely agree.
I think that applies to this situation because it's definitely happening, and I don't think you can stop it. But if you can just make a harsh penalty for, and I'm sure like Ride's doing that right now, and there already probably was something for it. Like this, obviously there's suspensions that will happen, but there's probably going to be something even worse that'll happen now to you if you do it.
And the last thing to touch on is this gambling thing is so crazy because it's not just esports, like real sports. This shit's happening.
Yeah,
an NFL player, Calvin Ridley, got suspended all of last year for his cousin placing a bet on a game.
Mm-hmm.
By extension.
Yeah.
And then MGP Michael Porter Jr. Sorry. His brother for like $75,000. Bro, he's an NBA player. For $75,000, bro, league minimum is like $500,000.
Yeah.
For $75,000, completely ruined his career. Exile, blackball out of basketball, like all that stuff. The fact that some of the same money is even talked about in Valorant, like some of this crypto betting is for like 30K,
crazy.
50K.
It's crazy.
There's no way. Bro, you're talking about the difference between league minimum being 5. League minimum here in APAC is like 4K.
Yeah.
Someone offers you 5 times that amount? Dude, it's tough.
You make the league min in one match, bro?
Brother, you can never stop,
That's crazy.
all of this.
No, you
but
can't.
You can deter it, like you said. And
I think that's your best
important.
bet. That's your best bet.
Try to deter it as much as you can.
Try to. I mean, you have to. Otherwise, it's going to get out of control.
Right.
So
Fast.
I think the Sean video was good to get the publicity around it all. I mean, even Ludwig was talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, so like I think it's good, and I think Riot has gotten the memo, which is awesome because like they made a post about it and shit like that, and I think they are going to do something about it. Let's talk about some team roster moves and decisions. Like, for example, I want to stir the pot a little bit and just meme a little bit about this situation, even though like it's not good for Koalanoob specifically. So obviously Navi benched Koalanoob. Koalanoob is now back in NA. He's like looking for a team and whatnot. First of all, I want to start with this by saying, let's talk about Koalanoob and how he performed. I thought he played fine. I thought he played good. I don't know. I thought
Johnny did well. I think I don't know this for certain. I think probably the biggest issue is something I had talked to him about, I mean, probably years ago, which is I think his character, his agent selection might be an issue because you look at around EMEA and all the potential, like all the teams and the diversity within the duelists. And then you look at Koalanoob and like, I mean, you and me know he's predominantly a Jet. Jet's not really in meta, really. She's, you know, I'm having certainly an issue like this as well. So I empathize. I don't think anyone can look at season 1 and think Koalanoob doesn't belong in tier 1 or isn't good enough for tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I think certainly in a region like EMEA, where flexibility seems to be very important, we have some problems. I will concede that I think it's interesting that he gets replaced and Angel continues to remain on the team. However, that is for Navi to figure out. I was surprised, but not surprised only because of the agent selection.
It's also really hard to find like an IGL in this current like.
I don't know, man. It depends on who you ask, because there's a lot of coaches that think that IGLs they can make them, train them, whatever.
There's no
so
way.
I don't even get into this.
I feel like there's like an IGL drought right now. Like, I mean, like, and we'll talk about NRG in a little bit, but like even for NRG, it's like had they not put Ethan back on IGL again, what IGL could they have picked up? I don't know a single player they could have picked up on IGL.
Sure.
Like dead ass. Like I was like trying to think about it. I'm like, who can they get? Like Vora from TSM maybe? If Vora's even IGLing anymore, I don't even know.
Fair.
I was like, it's like that's it. Like who other? Like you gonna get popping?
Huh.
But you like by the way, no shade to popping. He's
right.
He's on the top of the game. But this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, you have to go from
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Koalanoob. I think it's tough for him because like you look at EMEA and you look at some of these fucking duelists that are like the star player for their teams. Like Koalanoob isn't a star player duelist in my opinion. I feel like, and we talked about this actually on SpikeTalk before.
We have.
You know what you're gonna get out of him. He's not gonna throw your game, but I don't think he's also gonna be the one that like takes over an entire series either.
Right.
That doesn't mean like he's not gonna have like a pop off here and there, but like you compare him to like someone like Zeus or Zue. I don't know how people pronounce his name on foot.
Yeah. Zeus.
Or sorry, is he on?
Yeah. Or Zeus, I think. But,
Zeus.
Whatever.
Sorry. Yeah, Zeus. Yeah, like dude, that guy is fucking cracked out of his mind. Right? Like, and I think that's tough because like in EMEA, like you're seeing even like Durka kind of struggle a little bit right now too, and like he's a top. I mean, he was. In kickoff, the best duelist, right? So it's like, how is Koalanoob going to stand out, in EMEA?
Yeah. No.
That's impossible.
But that's something they should have known when they formulated the roster.
Yeah. Now,
right?
no.
It's not his fault.
Let me stir the pot, bro. Let me stir the pot right now. Let me put some funniness out there and for the fans and shit, and also you. Don't you think it's kind of funny that Koalanoob gets benched and Artis gets dropped as a streamer?
Yeah, I noticed that.
For Vitality around the same time. I mean, bro, I'm just saying.
And Vitality's also in shambles.
I'm just saying.
He's also in shambles, so it's like, could he go there? I think
kind of funny, right?
It's not funny. I think there's real legs there. I think that's real legs there. By the way, unfortunately, it looks like Vitality's in shambles also.
Yeah, that whole situation is...
I don't know.
I feel bad for Faded, bro.
I will say this, though. Artis is more versatile at the position than Koala. Is he better? I believe maybe Artis 2022 is certainly an upgrade, but I don't know if 2 years down the road...
I know.
So, but
I don't even think it's gonna happen. I just wanted to get everyone's opinion out there on if they thought it was funny.
No, right.
But, a coincidence,
but I wouldn't think, right? But I think you connecting that dot does make a lot of sense. There's history there, also same position, experience.
So funny, bro.
Yeah,
so funny, man.
It is funny, actually. It's sad too, but yeah,
it is. Other than that, Loud have. I mean, just blown up their entire roster that they came into the season with.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it's okay because they got Luke Show, who's like the GOAT.
Yeah, Luxo is fucking ridiculous.
Dude, that guy is crazy, bro. I think like you form the roster around this guy and try to develop him as best as you can because this kid's gonna be better than Les. I'm just gonna say it right now. He's gonna be better than Les. Like whatever Les was to Loud, I think Luke Show will surpass. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't disagree with that. I think, yes, absolutely. I think probably Brazil's next best player. For a while, NW0 had his run. So Heat first, NW0 had his run. This is the guy. I kind of want to say Aspas had his run, but the problem is Aspas isn't a... Okay, sorry. Aspas is Brazilian, but he's not... To me, he's not Brazilian anymore. He's an international player. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, shit. You surpassed just a region?
Yeah, he's evolved. He's not a regional player anymore.
Yeah, you're right. I see what you're saying.
He carries... So when I think of, who's the best Brazilian player, yeah, sure, it's Aspas. But the truth is, Aspas can play on an international team in any region, right? He even tried to come to Pacific.
He's like best in the world. He's like the best in the world.
So that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think Luxo for sure is, if I can say that, the best Brazilian player.
One of the best.
One of the best. No, I think he is. Yes, Aspas is Brazilian, but to me, Aspas is in a category with the world now, right? He's elevated beyond just like a regional player. I don't know, small example would be I have a player in Killua who's very good, but Killua's a Thai player. Killua can't get signed by 100 Thieves tomorrow, even though he's good enough. He dropped 40 against Sentinels. What are we talking about? Right?
Yeah.
So this is what I mean. So there's no disrespect there. It's not that Aspas is not Brazilian. It's just that when, especially as a coach, when you think about regionally where players are, sometimes you overlook some people because you put them in a different category. And I certainly put Aspas in a different category.
Yeah,
but no,
I
think Luxo is fantastic.
He's insane.
He's crazy. And I feel bad because So Loud reminds me, you remember last year when we had Redgar on? He kept losing these close 2-1 series. You remember?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All year.
Yep.
And then he got dropped. This is the same thing with Loud. Loud lost like so many close series, bro.
It was very close, yeah.
That team could have easily been like 4-2. And that's the problem with playing as few games as we play.
It's just like the scope that you're under. And we've talked about this so much, but like we gotta keep saying it, dude. It is like a pressure unmatched.
It is.
I got that, bro. I just sneezed.
Just like that. Achoo.
Yeah, you sneeze and you're out of the fucking league.
Like that.
Yeah, you're out of the fucking league.
You're out of the league.
All right, fucking keep it.
Yeah, you're out of the league.
But literally, like the limited amount of games you have puts so much pressure on you that you become bald like me as well. I'm kidding. My hair's looking good right now, but like the hairline is pushed all the way back, dude. So like, yeah, it's tough, bro.
I'm getting there.
It's a tough fucking league to be in, man, because of the limited amount of games that you get.
Bedhead, but yeah. All good, bro.
But all right. I mean, yeah, so Loud are remaking. We'll see, who they end up getting. Hopefully some really good players to put around Luke Show and yeah.
Yeah. But it sucks.
That's your guy.
That's close.
That's your franchise guy. That's your franchise
guy. Yeah, for sure, without a doubt. He's the guy.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Guess what organization didn't grab him? That is also Brazilian. Unlucky.
Furia?
Unlucky.
Oh, Furia is cooked, bro. I don't even know.
Oh, man.
I don't even know what. I don't know how you can recover.
Bro.
I don't know how you can recover like Furia. I know Tuiz is now like on Furia, I think, right?
Forget, bro. Medic!
I just don't know. I don't know what they can do. Like, I don't know where you go.
I know what they could do, but I don't give a fuck, bro.
Go NA, bring back Turtle Troop or something.
Their only win of the year. Anyways.
But to be fair, it was against 2G. It was against 2G.
I mean, whatever, bro. I don't care.
A win's a win. A win is a win.
Yeah.
No one's
Speaking of wins, do you want to talk about... Nah. Let's not do that to them. How many years since... shit. Anyways.
Hey, bro.
Anyways.
No. Go ahead, say it, bro. Say it.
No.
Go ahead, bro. You were on Furia before. Go ahead, say it, bro.
No. Fuck that, bro. Fuck them, bro.
You're done with drama, huh? You're done. You're like, yo, I'm tired of the drama. I've had enough.
There's so many sensitive people, bro. You can't even say stuff. This is like whatever, bro.
No. Oh, actually,
they're probably gonna be like, yo, Riot,
I get flamed.
Riot, you should do something,
bro.
Hey, that's what they're probably gonna do if I say it.
Now that you're saying that, dude, I got flamed so hard when I casted the NRG Furia game. Because people were saying it's actually like a copy pasta now that I have on my stream. It's like, you NRG dog, your casting is so biased. I'm like, bro, people need to understand, like, what am I supposed to say when a team is literally doing absolutely nothing and they're getting 13-3'd? You want me to make a case for Furia that they're going to beat NRG when they're getting 13-3'd every single map?
It's unlucky, brother.
And even when I do make the case, like, you still think I'm just biased because I'm only a host for NRG? Guys, listen. Again, I'm going to say this one more time. I'm not signed to NRG as anything but a host, a podcast host. Yeah, I do content for them, like, sometimes, like when they need somebody extra. But I'm just like, like a... What are those actors, like the supporting cast? You know what I mean? I'm like an extra. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking extra, bro.
I feel you, bro.
I'm not a content creator for NRG. Like,
hard, bro.
Dude, I'm honestly not even biased. I just want to see good games, bro. If a team is playing good, I'm gonna fucking cast that way. Anyways, that's just my side.
Oh yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, I like watching good Valorant. I hate watching bad Valorant, and I think it's okay to criticize.
But you know what? There's sometimes two bad teams can create some good Valorant games. Like, that's it. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh,
like,
I know. I mean,
like sometimes when two of the bottom feeding teams going up against each other,
sometimes you get bangers,
dude.
Look at Crew 100 Thieves last year. Oh, banger. Oh, fucking banger, bro.
You throwing shade to Crew right now, brother?
Nah, I'm just saying, bro.
What the hell?
I'm not,
hey,
bro.
Put some respect
crazy,
on my
bro.
boy Kesnit's name, brother.
Listen, bro, I got respect, bro. I'm not being disrespectful, but in fairness, we are too fucking sensitive as a community. Holy shit.
No,
bro.
we are.
Bro, I'm watching people talk about me negatively in interviews all year. I don't even say a word.
Yeah.
You guys, somebody sniffs and says one thing bad. It's like, oh my God. It's like, guys, shut the fuck up.
I do agree. We do have a very sensitive community.
So
in
sensitive,
Valorant.
bro.
It's
crazy.
And it's like,
Relax.
but like the weird part is, it's like you guys want the drama. You want the drama, but then like you just like then you freak out about it, and it's like, bruh,
it's nonsensical.
You can't have both. You can't have both. Like, do you want the entertainment or not?
Yeah.
Like, you want everybody to just be boring?
Pick one. Pick one.
Agree.
So
the flark, man.
But yeah, anyways,
right.
Unlucky Furia. Good job, Loud.
Yeah.
Hope that shit works.
Hey, Scuba Steve is looking fucking nice on NRG. I will say that. Firepower upgrade for sure.
Yeah.
He's looking great. I think his debut was fucking awesome too. Like, there's something about these fucking new players that come in that are just hungry, that have great debuts, man. And I think
Scuba's been grinding for tier 2 for a long time.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, when he was on Nights, I gave him a look.
Me too, bro. Dude, we talked about him on FaZe.
Ziff and Scuba were so good on Nights.
Yeah.
I know Exalt has been his biggest fan for a long time. They were former teammates. All of last year before, like, man, I don't know how Scuba's not in tier 2, bro, or like tier 1, bro.
Oh, seriously,
that's like my bad Drake impression.
He's consistent.
Bro,
as
he's been honest. So when I saw this move, I was like, okay, let's see what he got. And I mean, he's been doing really good. Viper macro wise wasn't as good as FNS, obviously, but firepower was an improvement. So you know, it's going to take time.
Yeah, and now Ethan's IGLing. It looks better than last year. I know it was just like one tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they have talent. Now, they did beat 100 Thieves, so let's not crown them the kings.
And a BO5 as well, right?
Fair. But, you know, not
good.
The biggest and best map pool. I mean, 100, like the last 3 maps. Like, if you look at the...
They beat MIBR. Like they got some big wins.
Okay,
like beating Cloud9, MIBR. Like, these are big wins, bro, to me.
Cloud9, I mean, come on. Okay, fair. Listen.
I think Cloud9 are
You're not going to get me talking crazy. Okay, fine. I'm going to give it to you. I'm just saying... They didn't play the best teams in their region, really. MIBR certainly could have been the one that you talk about, and I think that is certainly a good win. Right? Yeah, the MIBR match is the one that I'm more impressed by than I am 100 Thieves and all that stuff.
Cloud9.
Right. Because I know, in my opinion, that best of 5, which you brought up, 100 Thieves is probably really happy about map 3, 4, and 5. Right? They probably thought, oh, we got this shit. Right? However, unlucky for them, they couldn't actually handle the reverse sweep. This is what a best of 5 is, right? You know, map advantage for the top or the team with the better seed or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, unlucky for them, I'll give it to them. But I feel like I would have expected NRG to win that with FNS. Right? So, sure, you could be like, well, Scuba's new, you know, transitional period, you know, honeymoon potentially or not. But the MIBR one to me was the one that I was like, damn, that's the one. I'm not
it's a pretty big win, but also,
you're not going to floor me on the 100 Thieves one, but for sure the 2-0. By the way, though, close series. Let's not forget this too. But anyways, yeah.
I do want to say, I want to get your opinions on 2 things. First, since we were just talking about it, let's talk about MLBR. Do you think that they were taking this tournament serious, or do you think they're kind of like saving stuff for Toronto? You know what I mean? Because like this is like a thought I
will say this. I know a lot of teams. So
wonder.
The EWC happened at a bad time because I know a lot of teams are prioritizing either Toronto or Season 2 because of champs, because most of the regions are very close. It's a close 2-0, but I'm not ready to put MIBR out back and, you know, oh, this is the real MIBR. I'm also not saying MIBR let them win and didn't care. I'm just saying that, to your point, I am certainly sure that if MIBR, let's say, has a second comp or was going to do something different, they weren't going to pull it out on this match.
Yeah.
So the NRG...
But
so
no,
what
but
NRG
even
expected was going to happen.
They lost to like 100 Thieves to qualify, like 3-2 in the BO5.
Yeah. So I'll just say this: it is no disrespect to ES or EWC, but where it fell on our calendar,
For your
kind
for
of
talent.
makes it less important.
I see.
And it's nothing to do with them. It's just the way the calendar worked out.
I see.
Because it is a lot. So here's the thing. People are going to make a lot of arguments about money, right? Most of these players, though, we all love money. We all do. But most of these players, or this money, they still choose champs over the amount of money in EWC. You know what I'm saying? So even though it is a lot of money, the prestige is still with champs.
Yeah, of course.
So
I agree with that. But
yeah,
okay, there's been thoughts. Okay, we'll talk about that then, like after my second thought. So hold that thought, bro.
okay.
Okay, my next. Okay, so wait, wrapping up the MIBR thing. My main question was gonna be: do you think like the honeymoon phase is over, or do you think it's like I guess we'll find out in Toronto
for MIBR?
Right? Yeah, because they
No,
lost.
I think
like,
MIBR is what they are. What you saw, even what you saw in that series, they are gonna, bro. They're similar DRX Gen.G. They're not gonna change their game up
They're the
that
real deal.
much.
They're
You're
the
just
real
gonna
deal.
have to beat them.
I understand.
The thing is, I'm not expecting MIBR to win championships. That's not what this roster is. They have Ospas,
Yeah.
right? I think they would need to retool. You have Ospas and Verno, and you have guys, strong Sentinel player, but I still think there are levels to this. And I think even with Ospas, they are not at the level where they're going to win tournaments, but that's a very strong team, and that is certainly a top 4 team in their respective region, and I don't think this changes that. Okay. NRG is the one that, if they see them again, I'm not sure they're going to beat them the same way. I mean, it was still close, but you know what I mean? Like, NRG has to continue to play up to that level. Brock played very well, I think, if I remember correctly, in that series. And if Brock continues to do that, well. Or Mata, yeah. Sorry. Mata was the guy. He was basically first or second in all the maps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, which one? Did Brock play well in 100 Thieves? Because I remember Brock
had a
20-something.
Brock had a
right?
crazy game. Let me find it. I'll find it.
I don't remember. But
he had
anyways,
a crazy
the point I was making
series,
was you're going to need performances like that in order for NRG to get into the top 4.
Yes.
Where, to me, MIBR is top 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think this series or this result doesn't change that for me.
Okay.
It just happens. It was a close game. Unlucky. You know? You
100%.
play against good players, sometimes you can get got. Just how it is.
Yeah, people forget that everybody's good. Like, even 100 Thieves is like floating that line of potentially breaking into the top 4, right? It's like
I agree.
NRG, 100 Thieves.
Yes, I agree.
Even Crew, when Crew go on those fucking runs they go on, even they're fucking like
for
they
sure
could break the top 4.
For sure. No, but now there's no LCQ, so unlucky for them. But yeah.
To be fair, they've been playing better like overall.
Yeah.
Like in season play. But okay, so now I want to talk about and this is just like a question that I had for you as well, because obviously Teo is nerfed to the ground. It feels like, I don't know,
he's
feel
cooked.
like do you feel like now if Finesse didn't retire, do you feel like now he actually would have had a better do you think Energy would have been better with him now? Because it's the basically off-season meta, right?
Yeah.
And Energy in off-season were crazy. Obviously, Verno is not on the team anymore.
Yeah, I think so. But I also think pressure gets to people. And I don't know. I've been, I've tuned into one of his, a few of his streams and,
just over it.
Yeah, some people just.
I was just thinking, I'm like, dude, the meta is finally changing. He
Father
probably,
Time's undefeated, bro.
His calling probably would have fucking owned. It probably would have been great.
I actually agree with you.
Because I think his calling during the Teo meta was just
I agree with you.
It was just hard for him to understand. The game was so different.
Right. But I will also say this, though. No disrespect. A lot of those guys aren't even good at understanding the meta, what the meta is anyway. This meta is even more chaotic than the Tejo one.
Really?
Yeah. This is way more chaotic than the Tejo one. Small example, Sunset. You could play Deadlock. God, you could play Vice. You could play Cypher on Sunset right now.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to figure out game by game by game, rhyme, reason, rhythm. If you have a really good Sentinel player, Sunset is so good for you because you could just put teams in a loop. They think they got you because they studied all your Cypher shit. All of a sudden, Let me throw Deadlock. Oh, let me throw Vice. Bro, you can put people in a blender. I can't do that no more. But this is what I would have been doing all day, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this meta right now is more chaotic. The characters are more level, right? I mean, Yoru is still probably the best duelist, but my point is, like, you know, the
Yoru
tiers.
Neon all day, bro. Yoru Neon all day, bro. This shit's so broken, dude. I've been playing. Like I said,
Don't forget who was the actually. I'm gonna give PRX the love. You know who was the first to run Yoru Neon? PRX, 2023. And then in 2024, Talon was the one that was like pioneering Yoru Neon on multiple maps from kickoff all the way to. Now, PRX only did it on one map, was a bind. We did it, but like Yoru Neon is the bro. I see teams, by the way, that drop me running our comps, and it's the best. It is the that they know who daddy is. Like Yoru Neon on fucking Haven. Hilarious. But anyways, no, I agree with you. I think Yoru Neon is an excellent pair. But it requires having a duelist pair. And then it also, in my opinion, requires high IQ from your Sentinel and your controller. And if you don't have that, it's going to be very hard to run that comp consistently because defense is very hard with Yoru Neon. So
I just still think Neon's just so fucking broken, dude. Like, this character is just busted.
Neon
like,
is good.
Bro,
Neon is good. I think
ranked,
Yoru is...
They said that they nerfed the slide shit. Bro, this shit is not nerfed, bro. I'm getting
it's
one
still
tap and
accurate,
full slide, bro. Like,
well, the worst part is
bro.
I'm still sure about this. Could be placebo. It could just be my brain. But I really do think that they never really fixed the hurt box for the slide.
Oh, it's still so hard to hit. I swear.
Yeah. Because you have to lead it so much, which is just not normal.
It's crazy.
So I don't think I think that's the best part of her slide. Is
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Her hurt box is busted.
No. You listen. You know Neon's broken when you're playing against like
tier 7 player
Scrooge McDuck 1, 2, 3 in ranked, and this guy he might not even be getting kills, bro. But the fact that this character is so oppressive that he could just jump around and like it breaks your crosshair every type of fucking way. And then like he can just honestly just throw a stun. And, like even if you kill him, you're just getting traded. You're just getting traded, bro. You know what I'm trying to say?
Brother,
like the character's gravity is just fucked in the head.
I can't say who on this stream because it's going to be too controversial. However, I just want to keep this in for the reaction. Okay? I'm going to send you something on Discord, and I'm going to tell you that a coach said, I know what you mean about this player because insert this, and it has everything to do with exactly what you're describing. They're running around like a crazy person even though you're trash, and how much value you get.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's insane work, bro.
Bro, you don't even have to kill people on Neon. You can break crosshairs, you can take space. The gravity of this character is insane.
I told people that Agent was busted 4 to 5 years. When she
I was playing it. Now I get it, bro.
I know.
Now I get it. It's so fucking tilting playing against this character.
It is dumb.
It's so tilting playing against Neon. And bro, like when I was running it, in my brain back then, I was like, no, this shit's not broken. Like I had 2 stuns. I had all this shit. I was like, no, I'm just really good at the character. Now I just realized, bro, I'm like, this fucking shit is just busted.
Yes.
And it's been busted, even with the nerf buff busted.
Brother, since release, bro. I'll say this because I don't really give a fuck. I remember when she came out, obviously, I always have like a little group that I like test stuff with, all that stuff. I remember Jovi was still coaching 100 Thieves and begging them to play it. And they were like, nah, this character's ass. And I remember just laughing that people thought he was ass. So I find a tier 2 player, Governor, teach it to him, get the Ryakimu kid, and I'm like, Governor, this is your ticket. This is your ticket. This is your ticket. Turtle Troop, the Talon, all that stuff. Brother, I know. People slept on this shit for way too long. And as we're discussing, her hurt box is still fucked up.
Feels like it is, at least.
It's still fucked up, yeah.
You know, bro, I should have known this character's fucking broken when I was playing against like fucking prime 10s doing 360s against him and just shitting on him. Like, bro, I should have known something's up. Like, one of the best aimers in the fucking game can't even kill me on this fucking character. Like,
listen, man.
I'm thinking about this shit. I'm like, bro, I'm literally, I was doing 360s,
no,
bro.
I know. You were certainly the OG Neon in Tier 1, especially in North America.
What the fuck?
Your opinion is so valid. I'm just gonna continue to say that.
I thought I was different, bro. I just realized this character's just fucking. It was just so oppressive, and I was just one of the first people to like really abuse it. Like,
no, right. But it's still hard to run. Yoru Neon is still Neon as a solo is not hard to run. Neon and Yoru in tandem, is hard to run.
I agree.
That takes a lot.
All right,
it's a lot of this.
Yeah, let's talk about let's just touch on it quickly because we talked about it a little bit. Champs is everything, bro. Winning a Masters, it doesn't equate to you winning champs. I don't care what people say,
brother. It's cope. This is so stupid. A world championship is not a major. In CS, it's different because their world championships are majors. But that's like the only esport where that exists. Everywhere else, you have tournaments, majors, satellite tournaments, and you have a world championship.
Yeah.
I don't know why Valorant people think if you win a fucking Masters, you have a world championship.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense. Like,
because the whole point of the Masters is that you qualify for the championship.
Right. So it's like, it's weird that people are like, we're world champions. It's like, no, you're not. You just played a fucking, if anything, you played a major. You won a major.
I think it's cope. I think it's cope. I think it's cope.
I don't care what it is. It's just dumb. You're not a world champion unless you win a world championship. And there's only one tournament that gives you a world championship in Valorant. That is Champs. Just because you're playing foreign teams doesn't mean that's a world championship.
Literally done. Wow. Case in point, bro. That's it. Drop the mic. All right. Move on.
Fuck off.
We fucking move on. We move on. There's going to be Reddit threads about that, bro.
Like, dude, we're
going to get cooked. We're going to get cooked again, bro.
I got a dream hack right there. That's Rocket League, right? That's Leipzig, some other bullshit. Yeah. World championship, because like all the foreign teams are there. It's not a fucking world championship. It's a goddamn dream hack.
No, fuck it. Put it on your resume, bro. You won a world champion. Bro, you won a world championship, bro. Put it on your resume, bro. You won a world championship.
Dude, bro, if that's the case, I got like 22 world champions. Anyways, I'm not even going to get into it. Literally not even going to get into it. Like, 22.
He said I got 22 of them, bro.
Actually. Because as of like a marketing...
Yo, me too, bro. Fuck it. I only won a regional championship.
No, because in our
bro, I got a regional championship, bro. I won like kickoff or something.
Bro, we have like 22 tournament wins on flip side. It's like, dude, that's not a fucking. It's like, anyways, I don't even give a fuck, bro. Could you imagine? I'm sorry, I ain't gonna say this. If a fucking Counter-Strike player was like, bro, we're world champions because they won a fucking ESL Pro League, you know how they would get giga flamed, bro.
Yeah, they would.
It'd be like Dalsim Yoga Flame type shit. People just be cooking them from everywhere, bro. Like, what are we talking about, bro? What kind of shit is that, bro? It's so cringe, bro.
Yeah. Let's talk about Toronto now. Let's pivot.
Sorry. No. Fuck you. One last thing about this. You know who? You motherfuckers. What? You guys are the ones that make the mistake the most. I can put out the names right now. I'm telling you right now. So you need to get your people to stop with this bullshit.
Life, bro. Life
is hard.
Anyways. Oh wait, I wanted to talk about Ban before we talk about Toronto. Ban joined Global. Has he been scrimming with them?
I believe he is now. I believe he's in Korea.
He didn't play the qualifiers. That's what I was wondering.
Okay, so
for the boy. I'm happy he's on a team now.
Global went from the Filipino route, to now the Korean route. Yoban, they have Udo, and they have Ban.
They also have MCE, which I think is fucking
right.
massive.
MCE is an assistant coach, right?
Dude,
that's fantastic.
MCE,
good job for
every
them.
team this guy has touched has had good success. Like I think people forget that he was like a pioneer of the guard, even though those players are so fucking good. He's still kind of like he went up with them. You know what I mean? Like that's it. He also like put C9 in a good spot after he transitioned from the guard. Or was it vice versa? Was he on C9 first? I forgot.
Yes. Well, no.
It was the other way, right? He went from guard to C9. Way. I think, and you could tell when he was on C9 that the stuff that he was doing for them like worked. Like the game plans he was giving them, everything like that. Because I could see it. Like I remember seeing similarities from what he brought the guard to like C9. Like, I could tell. All of a sudden, like C9 became like a really good Lotus team because of the way that he like thought about the map and he like kind of ingrained his fundamentals into them. So I think that Global's actually going to be pretty good right now, bro. Like you may have some other opinions on that, but I think Global's going to be way better than what they were before.
No, I actually agree with that. I actually think so. I think, yeah, I think given what Elevated looks like he wants to do, I think he got solid players. I mean, Yo-Man is experienced now coming out of Gen.G, right? Yeah, Gen.G. And Ban, you know what I think about Ban, so there's no point in me even going there.
You thought he should have gotten picked up like fucking forever ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will also say publicly that I definitely thought PRX absolutely giga trolled and should have picked them up. I was grateful they did not. However,
You're chilling now.
Patman big chilling. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. I didn't. Really, I didn't. So I say that to say, what the fuck do I know? You know, like, but on paper, I think going from the Filipino route to the Korean route looks like it's, I mean, look, there's 4 Korean teams in the league, bro. It is what it is. So, yeah. I expect them to be much better.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk Toronto now. First thing I want to lead with is Penny is standing in for Nats for Liquid. I mean,
that is so sad for Nats. Oh.
Yeah, Nats has been playing like a fucking freak. So
I know that's so fucking shitty for Liquid. Look at this shit, man. With G-Li, Liquid, it's tough having majors, man.
I don't know. This is a championship,
bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm old and dumb.
I got you with that one, bro.
You don't even understand. You don't understand.
You good with that, bro.
You low-key triggered the fuck out of me there. I was literally about to say something, and I'm like, wait, no, he's joking. Okay, caught myself. It was about to be, oh, bro, you about to have shit on tape. You about to be like, bro.
It's a championship.
Bro, it's as easy to...
With Nats not being there for Liquid and also, you know, G-Li.
I am just so glad I had the extra second or two of patience because it was about to be a fucking...
Almost rage baited the fuck out of you,
I was about to look
bro.
Unhinged. But you see? Discipline, bro. Discipline.
Almost rage baited you so hard.
Oh, my God. No. You did rage bait me. I just internalized it and it didn't come out. But no, you did rage bait me. I can be honest with you there. That was good. Because I fucking felt all the heat, bro. It's like right here, bro. Oh, man. I was so triggered.
Let's talk about the games, though. Obviously, Liquids should be on weaker because you're missing your IGL.
Yeah,
who's
that's
been
tough.
fucking.
That is.
By
so
the
tough.
way, I gotta point out, man. Nats has been a crazy fucking leader, dude. Like
I know.
Holy shit, dude.
I
wish I had a fucking IGL like this guy, like hyping me the fuck up, like guys. Like I don't even want to emulate what he says and shit, but like he be saying some fucking dope ass shit that fires me up, and I'm not even playing anymore. Bro.
I know. Listen, I wanted to believe this was possible. Remember in kickoff, I was man, I'm so rooting for this to happen. To see it come to fruition,
did it, bro.
I'm so happy for him. Congratulations to everybody over there. They have their coach, Fear the Lohan. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Congratulations to all of them. They've done great. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Yeah, it's sad that he's gonna miss this shit for this visa stuff.
Hopefully, if they can, I think
if they can go far enough, he'll come.
If they go far enough, right? So hopefully that happens.
But
it's gonna be tough.
However, I will say this: they got the perfect matchup because BLG is kind of buns. So that team is crazy inconsistent. If there's a team, if you look at all the teams here, PRX, MIBR, Gen.G,
100%.
If there's one team you want to fucking play down a man, it's BLG. So they got blessed by the Riot gods or the Rito gods that favor, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like the NBA, right? Is it rigged?
No, there's
Is
no
it
way.
rigged?
There's no way.
Okay,
But even then though, like it's not a free win because that YZ guy is fucking
No.
crazy.
Nothing in tier one is a free win. Nothing is a
yeah.
free win. However,
Yeah.
of the fucking teams that you could have gotten,
scenario, best case scenario
that is
for
the
you.
best case for a new guy.
Yeah, it is best case. I believe
So-
that because like imagine you had to go against Sen, Heretics, Paper Rex, fucking
good
Gen.G,
fucking
MIBR,
luck.
bro.
Yeah, good fucking luck, bro. That is
Wolves,
instant O2 GG.
Barbecue.
Just turn the PC on and you're done. Yeah.
instant O2 barbecue.
Yeah, like Talon. For sure.
Anyways, all right, let's talk about the matchups then, because we already talked about Team Liquid Bilibili. Heretics Paper X is the first game of that Swiss stage. This shit is gonna go fucking crazy, bro. Who you got?
That is going to be monster.
That's gonna be a fucking crazy
advantage should, in my opinion, remain with Heretics for a multitude of reasons. However, PRX should not be underestimated at any point because, as I said earlier, I was incorrect about Patman. Patman looks like the right chess piece. I think this team is playing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Particularly Forsaken, I think is at another level at the moment. Probably playing his best Valorant he's ever played, at least in front of me.
Yeah.
Right. Like I've never seen his tape look this good, this consistently, week to week to week to week to week. They just needed to go down 0-3, and I mean, even when they were
his impact as a player is fucking
it's insane.
outlandish, dude. So when he's on point,
so if
it's
something
GG.
Now, I still think their comp changes. Something's duelist, and then this guy's playing smokes Forsaken, and then I think that shit is a little weird, but I'm sure they're gonna figure that out. And for now, they shouldn't change shit because like it's good. But yeah, I think they're fucking strong. I don't think it's gonna be easy for Heretics, but I think Heretics should. They would be my pick. I think this is gonna sound funny. I legitimately think Heretics is playing. I know this is gonna sound so dumb. I think they're playing better than Fnatic, even though Fnatic is better. If that makes any sense.
They got 3-0'd by Fnatic.
Brother, it is free how that game looked. But I have to be honest with you. I don't think it was because Heretics played bad. I think it was like the things that Heretics tried to do, it just didn't work. Like I think as competitors, we have this like really stupid thing of like always thinking, oh, I lose, I played bad.
Yeah.
That's not fucking true. You can actually be on one. Your game plan could be correct, and you can still fucking lose. Sometimes just shit just happens. And I'll say that I think I trust Heretics more, especially at the moment, than I have before. And I certainly think Heretics, is the best out of the 8 teams at the moment in this group pairing. Or not group pairing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Swiss. So I will say that I still think Heretics over PRX, but that is not a slight to PRX. It's more what I think about Heretics at the moment. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Heretics as well in that game. And then I think obviously second game oh man, do I lean? Do I go Liquid? Probably. With a sub? Fuck, with a sub is tough, bro.
So the sub is Penny, and I think that's the problem is no shade to Penny.
No, Penny's good. Yeah, Penny's good.
Yeah, but the role doesn't make sense.
Right? Like who's gonna
have
IGL? Patty maybe? Patty Tech?
Probably Patty, but it's just to me that's a push. If I had to push or if I had to pick one, excuse me. So for the people that don't gamble, like a push is like I don't really know. Right? So like that's not one you're gonna put money on. But if I had to pick one, like if you just did this, I think I'll go BLG.
I think I'm gonna go BLG too for this, just because like Nat's IGL leadership.
Yeah. Right,
for sure.
Like, if let's say, I mean, I know this wouldn't be the case, but like, let's say they picked up like a Leaf to replace Nats, right? Where it's like a guy that can play the position, similar level. Sure, I'd definitely be I'd be saying something different, but because Penny can play Sentinel though. A lot of these duelists have transitioned to Sentinel. But it's just the gap between Penny and Nats, I think, is so vast that it's like,
it's not
I think
even,
that's where I go.
Yeah. It's not even Penny's fault either. He's not an IGL. You know what I mean? Like, all right. So I think I'm gonna go BLG for that match as well.
Same.
Next is gonna be Sen Wolves. I'm gonna go Sen.
That's tough.
I'm gonna go Sen.
Okay, I
Just because
understand.
I think Sen are just fucking. I think Sen are top of this group as well. I think
I'm
them
with
and
you.
Heretics.
I'm with you. I think Wolves can beat them. I think it's a bad matchup. It's a matchup problem. The only reason I don't think Wolves is going to beat them is because I think Wolves is going to make the mistake of like playing them on Pearl, and I think Sentinels is going to beat the fuck out of them on Pearl. But if, let's say, I mean, I know we can't add conditions here, but let's say Pearl isn't its banned, picked and banned, right? I haven't done the vetoes for them, so I don't know like what I would think. But I just have played Wolves a lot, and I know like I'm just telling you, this chamber shit is not going to fucking work against Sentinels, and they may not know that yet.
I agree.
Right? That shit is not going to work on Pearl against fucking Sentinels. And Sentinels going to get a free map, and you can't give a team that good a free map, and I think that ultimately comes down to it. But I think this is this series is closer than you think it is. I think this is a bad matchup for Sentinels because the way that team plays is very similar to how the Koreans in a sense play, and the Koreans have given Sentinels a massive problem. Like that team plays a lot of control, a lot of macro, heavy teamwork. That seems to be the recipe against Sentinels. So
I think that I'm gonna lean for, and this is a thing. Home crowd advantage is just gonna be too strong.
Fair
for Sen right now, bro.
Do they have a Canadian?
No. But just being in NA though, just being in NA.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm saying? Okay, that's fine.
I'm definitely factoring that into this. I think Sen are gonna 2-0.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
Because I feel like,
I mean, home field advantage is a big thing in sports. However, in esports, it seems to do the opposite. I've noticed. Where
I don't know.
You play with so much like angst because you want to win so badly that you end up fucking throwing. So, I'm still gonna go Sentinels because I think Pearl's going to be left open on the board, and I think that's going to be a free map. However, what the fuck do I know? So,
all right, now we got Gen.G MIBR, dude.
I think I already know what I'm going.
I feel like I want to lean Gen.G, bro.
I understand that. I will just say this: Icebox. The last time Gen.G got beat bad was when they played against Harbor Viper, which was Aspas. They have a hard time with Aspas.
I mean,
right? That's why we changed our Icebox comp for Gen.G. Because the last time they played them, it was like, bro, there's a gap here, there's a gap here, there's a gap here, and we should have done better, and it is what it is, whatever. But the reason for like us beating T1 one week and then the next week switching the comp was specifically because how free that looked. And I was like, bro, this is perfect. And you know my history with Harbor Viper. So I was like, oh, perfect layup. Now, we fumbled the bag, unlucky. But the point I'm trying to make is Aspas is the guy that I literally built the game plan around and for. Like, oh, look what he was able to do. We can probably do the same thing. Well, this is the guy that gives them trouble. So that, to me, is like the number one issue. They don't have Munchkin. Excuse me. Sorry. They have Munchkin. They don't have Meteor to bail them out. So,
I mean, fair.
The best player, to me, the best two players in the series are on MIBR. Aspas, Verno.
Oh, yeah.
And this is when I start going, I don't really know if Gen.G has it because those guys are like,
you have Aspas on land too, bro. Like international Aspas, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like where he like plays up to the competition.
Yes. Right. And remember, the last two teams Aspas has been on, you can say Loud wasn't very good on. It's fine. Loud and Lev had what? Deep map pools. MIBR also has deep map pools. Gen.G does not. So I think there's too many advantages for MIBR. So the safer pick is MIBR, and that's why I'm going there. It's not that Gen.G cannot do it.
Yeah.
It's more just that MIBR just has so many more advantages.
I think with Meteor being gone, it is harder now.
That's what I'm saying. It is way harder now.
Because like even when when Lev lost to Gen.G International.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Actually,
and another thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's just be honest about it.
All right. Listen, I'm gonna go Gen.G, and this is why.
Sure.
I think because the meta is shifting back to like a little bit of how it was last year, I really like the way that Munchkin played the game last year. I think there's a world in which they make a decent run here, bro.
Okay, I understand. I understand, and I'm not going to try to change your opinion on that. I'm just going to debunk it with one thing: the texture Aspas matchup is free. Actually, just go look at. It's free. So, and this year, texture is not last year's texture.
It doesn't have meteor to fucking. I feel like it's kind of like the baby dice. I mean, this isn't a 1-for-1, but like when me and Dicey were playing in that meta with like he's on chamber, I'm on initiator. Like we fucking enabled each other to go crazy.
Right. No, I understand. So this is another reason why I'm like, it's hard. This is not a Gen.G problem. It's just, I think matchup-wise, they got the worst fucking matchup in the first round of Swiss.
It's going to be a fucking banger game, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah. Right. So, in my opinion, Heretics, Sentinels, Paper Rex, and MIBR make it out of Swiss.
Damn. So I had something similar. I definitely had Sen and Heretics for sure. Did you say Liquid? You said Liquid, right?
No, I did not.
No, you didn't say Liquid.
Nope.
Okay, so I have the same thing for you. And for me, it was like fuck. Like, for me, that fourth spot was between Gen.G or MIBR. I have Sen, Paper Rec, because I'm looking at all the matchups.
Right, to me, it's
and now I'm like, fuck, it's either coming down to Gen.G.
Yeah, it's the same because
or MIBR.
Right, Paper Rex to me can beat more teams here than I think Gen.G can, and that's the only thing. That's the only reason. Yeah. It's the only reason. If Gen.G gets the right matchups, like if Gen.G plays Bilibili, Team Liquid, Wolves, they're going free, not even close. But if they match up against Heretics, Sentinels, or MIBR, if they match up with all three.
Wait, so how does this work exactly? Do you not play every single team once?
No, it's basically all the 1-0 teams. So, okay, so these matchups.
I know.
All the 1-0s and all the 0-1s. And then all the 1-1s and all the 0-2s. And like, it's basically that all the way until you're gone.
Yeah. So I think for me, it's definitely Sen. It's definitely Heretics.
Right.
It's definitely
that's the thing. Right.
And then I think that last spot depends on the way.
To me, it has to be MIBR.
Gen.G MIBR.
Because they're gonna get 0-1, like they're gonna go 1-0 here. Okay, so let's all right. So let's run it back for Gen.G. Right. Okay. Let's say they lose versus MIBR. They go 0-1. Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna be playing against Bilibili,
depends on that matchup.
Wolves, or Heretics, Paper Rex. If they get Heretics, let's say Paper Rex beats Heretics, Gen.G's not winning that matchup, bro. So now Gen.G is cooked 0-2. Let's say Gen.G wins. Dude. They go 1-0. Let's say Gen.G plays Sentinels. Historically, that's been very close, right? And Sentinels has gotten the best of them. Unlucky, right? Unlucky.
They Sen basically upsetted them at champs last year.
And
basically,
if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure they beat them in Madrid also. Right? The first major.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that means Sentinels is their daddy. Let's just say it for what it is. Right? So if they run into them, cooked. If they run into Heretics, cooked. So now Gen.G's 1-1. You know who else might be 1-1? Paper X, Bilibili, Liquid, maybe a Heretics or Sentinels, or MIBR, because MIBR would have had to lose. Okay, they're probably not going to play MIBR in the run back because Riot will make sure they don't. But you get my point. Eventually they may have to qualify through playing an MIBR, even though they played them. They're going to probably lose the second match. So it's like, this is why I think it's going to be hard for Gen.G. Because I think Gen.G has more bad matchups than the other teams. I think a team like Heretics and Sentinels, they should be favored in almost every matchup. So you're almost thinking that they're almost a lock to get out. That only leaves 2 more spots available, and you're splitting it between Paper Rex, MIBR, and Liquid. And Liquid, even though they're hurt, can still beat Gen.G. Mm-hmm. That's no disrespect to Gen.G, just is what it is. Like, that's the problem. is it comes down to maps and matchups, and in my opinion, not as good. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
4 series in a row, 3 series in a row. Ugh, it's hard, man.
I have a strong feeling about Sen this tournament, bro. I feel like Sen are gonna.
They are looking better.
Bro. I think they're gonna get top 4 this tournament.
Yeah.
I just I don't know what it is too. Maybe it's because I've been playing ranked a lot, and I played with Zekin and dude, the form that Zekin is even bang, bro. The form that these two guys are in alone is so fucking it's just crazy, dude. Because listen, so this is what I was explaining to my chat. I was like, Sen were a team when the roster was built that you knew they were gonna be fucking good. You knew it. You knew Nair was gonna be sick. John's obviously him, and they did the whole role swapping and all that bullshit, right? And you just knew that it was just time. Once they got it, once it clicked, they're gonna go on a run. You know what I mean? I feel like they finally hit that point. I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting. Do I think that they're gonna win the whole thing? I mean, I think they have a chance.
I will
think
say
maybe
this.
like a 40% chance. I think.
You don't want them to win the whole thing if you want them to win champs.
Okay,
history is not kind.
I understand.
So, if they're in good form and they win this tournament, great.
Has anybody ever no one's ever done that, right?
No.
Yeah. No. Bro, that's fucked. That's fucked. That's fucked. That's fucked.
That's the problem.
Valorant is so hard to be consistent in this goddamn game, man.
The only team that was and could have was Gen.G last year.
I know.
That would have been the best team of all time. If they even made a top 2 or top 3, I would have still said they're the best team of all time.
I mean, bro.
They would play second, first, and let's say third. That would have been amazing. And then they got grouped. And I'm not saying they're not the best team of all time either, because if I had to, I haven't ever done the math for this, in my head, but that Gen.G roster is still one of the best teams ever.
For what they accomplished. Ever. I mean, look, think about it like this.
Bro. It's hard to
think about it like this, right? Sen eliminated them. Sen eliminated Gen.G. And then, if you look at the way that the bracket was going, they would have been in Sen's spot. So they would have played DRX first round upper quarterfinals. They would have played EDG upper semifinals. And then they probably would have played Lev. I don't know. They probably would have won. I'm not even kidding. They probably would have won fucking champs last year. I don't know, actually, because Kong Kong went on a fucking crazy run that he went on, but
very few people can do that too. Now, I don't think
Sen got fourth. Sen got fourth, right?
Yeah.
You could argue Gen.G were a better team than Sen was last year.
I know they were.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. So it really came down to that upset, bro.
Yeah, it's matchups. They got the worst. Gen.G got the fucking worst group in history. Listen, and this is a guy that complained just recently about. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but when we went to Berlin with my 100 Thieves roster, we got so fucked because of the system and the schedule and everything. For example, go look at Berlin and look at fucking Optics run. Look at our run. We had to go through Gambit and Ascend. Look who those guys had to do in order to even get to top 4 where we were.
Dude.
And that's what cost us champs directly. And then we go to the LCQ and all that stuff. We beat the 2 teams.
Dude.
Brother,
this bracket
it's insane work.
This bracket that Gen.G was in is crazy.
This is what I'm saying. Gen.G got even more fucked than I think we got fucked at that Berlin 2021.
They had Heretics, Sen, and FPX, which, by the way, that FPX wasn't even
were good
bad.
As fuck.
They weren't even bad. They almost beat Heretics, if I recall.
Yes, Gen.G got the worst fucking group in the history of Valorant. And again, I'm going to repeat this, and I feel like my group was also fucked, and that shit was worse. Gen.G got fucked.
That's crazy, bro.
Yes. That's
a crazy group. That's the hardest group, I think, in that whole.
By far.
Yeah.
By far.
Now,
and if
now
you look
I remember
at it,
they were in the group.
If you look at it, guess what? 2 teams out of that group went top 4 at champs.
Yeah.
That's how hard that group was.
And the crazy thing
Gen.G, who was considered the best team at that tournament at the time didn't even make it out of the group. How does that work?
Bro, you want to know how crazy Valorant is? Is the fact that FPX probably could have beaten Heretics in that first opening matchup.
Oh,
and then it's
man.
And then it's Gen.G versus FPX, and Gen.G probably wins and they qualify, and like
it's not a problem.
It's a whole new world. You know what
Right.
I mean? It's a whole new world we're in.
Yeah, I know. It's
Like this is how this game is. Like this game comes down, dude. That FPX Heretics matchup was fucking insane.
Believe me, I know.
Bro, it came
know.
down to that last map OT, bro. Like, and it kind of felt like, wait, if I'm correct, wasn't that the crazy performance on Icebox?
Yeah.
That saved fucking, wasn't it like Woot Duelist?
Yeah.
Going fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. Like, dude, this game is so punishing. It's unreal.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. It's fucking tough. And it's why so
Oh no, it wasn't that. That was in Shanghai where Woot was Duelist. My mistake. But still, it came down to OT. It came down to double OT, and it was close. I remember.
I thought it was champs too. Oh.
No. That Icebox wasn't champs. That was Shanghai. That was the one that I casted.
But yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But either way, it is insane to think that if you think Sentinels is going to win now, that this also puts them in good position to win champs. That is shit.
It's hard. It's hard.
The thing is, what people don't realize is the thing that makes it suck is the mental anguish of making to a finals, and then you play longer than everybody else. Mm-hmm. You take time off. When you come back, everyone studied you more than anyone else. There are no free rides. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's really, technically, if you think about it, there are no free rides at champs.
Yeah.
However, there have been coaches that have readily admitted in their post game that they didn't really study this opponent because they thought it was going to be an easy game. So even at champs, you do have to compartmentalize who you're going to study and why. And when you win the major right before it, everyone studies you, which makes it infinitely harder now because you can't get away with even one round where like, oh, I like doing this when I do this setup. Well, everybody knows the setup. So if they see a trigger, they already, pretty much everyone knows what's coming. Where sometimes you might get lucky and you might win that 2-for-1 round, and that might help propel you. Well, you're not getting those anymore.
Yeah.
So then you have to decide, do we perfect ourselves or do we change our shit? Or do we add wrinkles? And when you start doing that, now you're adding variables that didn't exist before. And then when you add the variable, the constant, which is everyone knows everything you did, you're less likely to do that now, which means you're less likely to do the things that got you to the place that brought you the success. That's why it's so fucking hard to repeat in Valorant. It's tough.
Yeah, it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard. Fucking Val, man. Fucking Val, dude. It's hard in ranked. It's hard in matches, bro.
And then you go through the Swiss system, and guess what? Fnatic and G2 are waiting. Fnatic, G2, Jai, everyone wants Jai for sure. Right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone wants G-Li Gaming.
Yeah.
And then RRQ is the last.
How do you think? So who do you think's gonna get? Let's just do this like just broad. Who do you think's gonna get top 4 at Masters Toronto? Like the actual, like the entire tournament.
I would need to see the bracket. So it's hard when you do this because I don't know who's going to match up well. But who do I think the best 4 teams will be? Like, who do I think the best 4 teams are?
Yeah. Obviously, brackets change shit, but like on paper, like
Sentinels, Heretics, G2,
Paper Rex,
Fnatic, I think.
Oh, fucking Fnatic, bro.
Fnatic,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I think EMEA.
God,
I think
dude.
EMEA is so much stronger this year than it was last year. It's
dude,
crazy.
and Kayak's on
crazy how much they leveled
right
up
now too.
It's crazy how much they leveled up. Like Pacific leveled up, but I think it evened out. I think EMEA leveled up.
EMEA stonks are up, huh?
Way up, way up, way up, way up, way up.
So even with the meta reverting back to like the old shit, you think it's do you still like that?
Yeah. Because I just think In my
I'm not
opinion, the
against it,
quality of
bro.
the
I'm not
players
against
and
it.
teams are just overall better, like much higher than all the other leagues. Even though I think there's more parity, I think Pacific is the closest. Like, there's the most parity in Pacific.
So we're going 2 NA teams and 2 MEA teams, huh, for the top 4? But
Yeah,
obviously,
I think so.
Obviously, like the brackets
Yeah, but
might
I
not
don't
even
know
make
what the
that
brackets
possible.
are going to be.
Brackets
If I
might
see
not
the
make
bracket,
that
I
possible.
know.
Yeah,
But I think
because
those are the strongest
NA
teams.
Yeah, I understand.
I think those are the
understand.
strongest teams. They have the most experience. They have the better players. Like,
So dark
there's
horse
just so many
teams,
advantages.
PRX.
For sure, PRX can be a dark horse.
You think RRQ can make a run like legitimately, or you think it was just like a Cinderella story to like make it here?
Cinderella story for sure.
Okay.
I think MIBR is a dark horse.
Like, okay, yeah, if they make it over like Gen.G or something.
Yeah. MIBR is a dark horse.
So like, there's a real world in which like this MIBR Gen.G matchup is like extremely important for either one qualifying.
100%.
Who wins it?
To me, it is.
Right?
It is that.
Like whoever wins that will qualify over
that.
the other.
Right.
Over the other
it is
team.
that. Yeah. That's why.
Dude, that match is gonna be
it looks
so
like I'm down on
fucking
Gen.G.
hype.
It's just I just know how
Bro,
Swiss works from my time in CS.
That match
and I
is
know
gonna be
this
so
matchup just
hype,
really
man.
fucking bad for both teams.
Bro, that matchup's gonna be so
But
hype.
MIBR has a better map pool, and they have the best 2 players in the thing. And if people want to argue that Gen.G has better players, it's like, okay, cool, man, sure. But like, I don't think if you speak to Valorant pros, I don't think Gen.G has the best 2 players in the series. I think it's legitimately Gen.G. MIBR. And I think that's the problem for Gen.G, is that the quality of the people they're playing are so high that when you have to play them once, fucking hard, bro.
Fucking hard.
It's fucking hard.
Hell yeah.
And then they go 0-1, and now they got to play against other strong 0-1 teams. That Heretics Paper Rex matchup, someone is going 0-1. If Gen.G gets that, that's a fast 0-2 almost, basically. And that's not even personal. That's just a fact. It's just like, fuck, bro. That shit is hard.
Good fair, bro.
But if Gen.G wins, you never know. They could get Bilibili, right? Maybe Wolves, right? Maybe if Wolves is lucky.
Hey.
Right?
Either way, this tournament's going to be fucking fun, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun tournament. Are you going to be watch partying it at all?
You know what's funny? I was supposed to watch party at all, but then I told you what I told you about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watch partying it, but infrequently. However, we should watch party together.
All right,
course.
yeah. All right, let's do it then. Yeah, we'll be doing it. So I think that's a good spot to wrap for what's going into
I think
Masters Toronto. I mean, we
crazy, right?
40th fucking episode, and we're back. We're gonna be consistent again. We already got our rose and a duck to do.
Everybody just used to bully you, bro. That's our consistency problem right here. Is my Jet player.
Hey, bro.
My Jet player forgets his pathing.
Life, bro, life. All right, y'all. You heard it. We're gonna be doing watch parties at the beginning. I'm definitely gonna be doing watch parties, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, thank you guys for watching another episode of SpikeTalk. Don't forget to write in the comments what you guys thought about some of our takes and whatnot, and we'll probably get to them in the next SpikeTalk. So, and tune into our streams. You could ask us questions in real time. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. We love y'all. We're back. Let's fucking go. Let's go on a run.